here, 3v3 Deathworld Temple, blue team. First up we have WarBoss, who plays a Hive Tyrant. That's not going to be confusing. Very durable commander that walks through cover and cannot be suppressed. Very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Begins in melee combat and with a basic synapse bright white. Alongside Noisy is a Commissar Lord, good offense and support, fights melee combat, begins with an energy shield. And rounding off the blue team is Phantom Lands, Lord General, fights range combat, has some great defense and support, and a retinue that he can add to throughout the game to help him out. Red team, we have two Warlocks. First up is Eerie, and alongside is Metroidd. These are very mobile melee commanders with some awesome disruption, and they can tank damage with the right war gear. This guy forced off, that's Metroidd. And alongside those two Warlocks is Osinski's big scary Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through cover and cannot be suppressed. Very good offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. Heavyweights on the west side, it's Chaos Lord versus the Hive Tyrant, who's smacking on some heretics. He stops to eat that one and the others get away. So east side is Lord General versus Warlock, a pretty interesting matchup there. I imagine we're going to see the Immolator on Metroidd's Warlock, which was reduced in cost recently. I think in the first 2.2 beta, 500 473, an early double cap for blue. All VPs contested. There's a contested power towards the east, another one towards the west. Naturals for both teams on both sides, and shurikens for both Warlock players. Maybe some rangers from Metroidd to try and shoot down this sentinel quickly, get it out of the way. It's decapping, which is so annoying. A tier 1 vehicle that can decap points. Great synergy with the guardsman. You repair it and it in turn protects them with its stomp, and that was a bit of a premature retreat from Phantom Land. Got distracted, got scared and ran away. Maybe he saw the Guardian weapon team was setting up and he thought he'd get stuck in suppression. Look at this, WarBoss pushing west. Heretics are there, happy to go after him. He doesn't have his rending talons, and these guys now have an aspiring champion, and there he is in the middle. There's the Pawn Worship, boosting speed of Osinski's units, and Noise Marines coming into play. An awesome unit, I think. Have that Sonic Blaster, lots and lots of damage to infantry from short range. Also disables ranged weapons and most ranged abilities as well. Awesome weapon. So much better in Elite than it is in Retail. Another Shuriken Guardian weapon team on the way for Eerie. Noisy with a heavy weapon squad, begin with a heavy bolter. Much like the other heavy bolters, they are a suppression squad to start off. Warrior Brood have the Barb Strangler, which could be a pain in the ass for Osinski. He's going to want to run in his Chaos Lord under Corn Worship to tie them up quickly, but it's easier said than done when you have double Toxin Sack Termagants, which you don't have yet for WarBoss. He's got it on one squad. East side, all kicking off. Double Tyranids is coming in, going to chuck some grenades. There it is. Boom, boom. Trying to wipe out the spotters. Down goes the Warlock. Artillery spotters on the field. Very interesting little squad. Call in an off-map mortar shell, can also call in an off-map smoke shell. So really hard counters to set up teams, I think. 493.88. Osinski pushing back the west side. He's taken the VP. Noise Marines being chased by the Hive Tyrant. They can use Cacophony, which will knock down surrounding enemies, but it won't knock down that Hive Tyrant, of course, because he's too big. Also won't knock down the Chaos Lord. But everything else is going to go flying here. There's some Corn Worship. He's pulling back his double CSM through that worship and sets off a Doom Blast right in the face of those Hormogots. And look at the damage those Noise Marines did. These guys now getting tied up, but he's got double CSM bolters raining down fire on this guy. He's going to have to retreat soon, or not. Up goes the warp field. Not something I get that often with the Hive Tyrant in tier 1, but it's a nice piece of war gear. Mostly because I love the extended characters so much, and I love Rending Talons so much, which leaves with no energy to activate my shield. 487, 370, Raveners in retreat path. Wow. Almost finishing off those Noise Marines. Very lucky perhaps to get away with two models there. Raveners are a power melee squad to begin with. Have the awesome disruptive Burrow Strike. Not the toughest squad around, but they're not complete pushovers, which some people would have you relieved. 300 hit points per model is not bad, though it is not heavy infantry armor, they are regular infantry, these guys. 487, 355, going to be forced off here, and he did not want to retreat that way, I don't think, but they are going to get away without a loss, so that's a big plus. Some Corn Worship stuff taking advantage of cover, and Chaos Lord leading the charge. East side, Heavy Weapon Squad suppressing this Warlock, got to try and keep this guy contained. He does have the Immolator. Eerie also has the Immolator. Where is he? He's back at base. A melee weapon that does burning damage over time and has the awesome Immolate, and there it is. Damage over time in a particular era makes very short work of most buildings and hurts high model, low hit point squads, as you saw there. And look at this, we see the execute on the heavy weapon squad can do insane things with that when you combine it with the las cannon. That's the one of the default abilities of the Commissar Lord. Executes a unit, killing a model but buffing their damage by 100%, but they can no longer retreat while it's active. 412, 355. Noisy is very good at using his Inspire Courage at just the right times on just the right units. Hive Tyrant now has the extended carapace. Heretics are chasing after him, and Heretics will put some pain on a Hive Tyrant in tier 1 if he doesn't get special attacks and doesn't have Rending Talons, but they are forced off. Noise Marines now coming in. Sonic Blaster firing away. 378, 355, double cap for red. VPs can change hands very quickly on this map. You can go from triple for one team to triple for the other in a very short space of time. Commissar Lord finishing that cap. Double Eldar versus double Imperial Guard on the east and mid. Strange actually, usually on this map you see most of the action towards the west, but so far we're seeing most of it towards the east. The like for like factions gravitating towards each other for support. Commissar Lord with that carapace armor which you see there makes his Inspire Courage even better, and he's now got the Power Sword up. Not perhaps an obvious choice versus Eldar, whose only heavy infantry is the Wraith Guard, if I'm not mistaken, but still a very solid melee weapon all round, and it's only 100 rec, 20 power, and the ability it gives you is always useful pretty much. 361, 343. Phantom Land has preserved his Sentinel into tier 2, got it a missile launcher, and Phantom Land's going tier 3. He's going tier 3 before WarBoss even gets to tier 2. Warp Spiders on the field for Metroidd. Obviously going for a quick Bane Blade. That's the only reason you'd rush tier 3 as an Imperial Guard player. Brood Nest goes up from WarBoss, but is way too far up and it's going to get taken down very quickly. We do have Armory Inferno up for Chaos Lord. No sign of the Combi Flamer in tier 1. Relied on his Noise Marines instead to punish range squads. 353, 341, 2-1 for red. Noisy's capping mid, has a Chimera, often gets a Chimera support vehicle for Imperial Guard, allows you to transport and reinforce allies, and allows them to shoot those little moving turrets you see on top when they're inside, which is unique among transports. This power has 2 gens on it. Sentinel firing away with its frag missiles on those Dire Avengers. Boom. The damage is evenly spread though, so that will not always take models off. You do need to support it with some secondary damage usually, and those guys just about getting away. Exarch has been purchased. Are we going to see a power harass from the Imperial Guard? Perhaps not. Sure, we're going to see a Warp Spiders here, and they are dangerous for that Sentinel. They take away its biggest asset, which is mobility, because they can just teleport after it. 350, 321. Osinski pushing well down the west, but now look at this Hive Tyrant with Crushing Claw. All of a sudden, incredibly scary. Level 2 as well. Over 100 DPS heavy melee. Chimera for support even. Very surprised he hasn't put a Brood Nest up here a bit further back, perhaps over here somewhere. 350, 306. Heretics going after him. He's doing a lot of damage, but it's all single target of course. So Heretics with their 9 models happy to go into him there, but are forced off eventually, and so is the Chaos Lord, who is switching. Oh, he's got Mantle of Hate as well. Was not expecting that. 350, 294. This is a dead Warlock. What is he up to? That's Eerie overextending, and he has double warp spiders though, and that is pain. This is a dead Chimera or a destroyed Chimera. Bright Lance is going to get close for some rear armor hits. Double warp spiders. The Haywire Grenade is so strong because it disables weapon fire. And if you get 2 Haywire Grenades, which is not that hard, you have disabled weapons and completely halted movement, sit and duck, basically 350, 276, and that will work on super heavy tier 3 vehicles as well. Wow, tons of stuff died. Bunch of guardsmen, a couple of Dire Avengers, a bunch more guardsmen dead here. We have some double repairs going on. Spotters are still around, but they don't seem to have their tier 2 upgrade, which gives them incendiary shells, which could be quite nasty versus Eldar. They are now a detect unit, of course, in 2.2. Here we see one of their shells. That was the mortar shell, giving them the incendiary shell upgrades. Also increases the damage of their basic mortar shell. Some buildable cover in mid. Heavy weapon squad behind it, and warp spiders evading that suppression nicely. And Osinski's capping west side revives the Warlock, makes him level 3. Has the Armor of the Inferno loaded in, which gives him that grenade icon, as you can see there. He has double Eternal War CSM, and now he's going to push power, or at least try to. WarBoss has a Zone Throat on the way and still has this very, very dangerous Hive Tyrant of his. He has ranged Raveners now, has their Devourers, has 1 Termagant Brood, so he lost 1, and he's getting them the Endless Swarm. Takes them up to 10 models, which is a pretty decent upgrade for the Termagants, I think. In my opinion, their tier 3 upgrade is a bit of a double-edged sword. It is reasonably powerful, but if you want to make use of their anti-vehicle capabilities with it, with that 1 model with the Venom Cannon, you need to target the vehicle, the entire squad, so all of the other models are shooting at something they can't really do anything to, and it really increases your upkeep and population. You can't get as much monstrous creatures on the field when you have double Termagants with Venom Brood leaders. I think the Formagaunt warrior leader is really awesome though. Turns them into a pretty tough and fearsome melee unit. Maybe we'll see it in tier 3 if those Formagaunts survive. Commissar is now level 4 and has Stubbornness, which is freaking awesome. And he has Stormtroopers under Inspire Courage buff, and that is going to be insanely scary. These guys have Assault Kit as well, so those Hell Guns have increased range, and they have a Fragmentation Grenade, and I'm going to assume that the Inspire Courage buff will increase the damage of that Frag Grenade, though it will pretty much kill anything it touches in terms of Eldar anyway. 285, 229. Mortar Shell, beautifully done by Phantom Land, who has a Bane Blade on the field. There it is. How are they going to deal with this thing? Double Warp Spiders is how they're going to deal with it, but they do need the DPS from somewhere to finish it off. Boom. Demolisher Cannon right on the wall. That's been so satisfying. 274, 229. It's very close. 221 cap for red. Fierce fighting towards this east side. Blue team somehow have managed to hang on to this contested power. And here comes Mordor, seemingly given up on the west for now. Osinski's pushed all the way through, and now he needs to recognize this and go and help mid. Looks like he has recognized it. Using the Bane Blade to push. Super heavy tank for Imperial Guard. 2 las cannons, mega battle cannon, demolisher cannon, and 3 twin linked heavy bolters. Pretty much counters everything from range. But can they protect it from a lightning quick strike from the Eldar? Double high wires. And then what can they do? What can they follow up with? They can follow it up with a Bright Lance, but not much else. The Warlock can't get a heavy melee weapon. And now they have Wraith Guard, and that will do a lot of damage to an immobilized Bane Blade. These guys, basically short range artillery, high damage to everything. They also cannot be suppressed, and their weapons will suppress infantry when they hit. Really cool little squad. 248, 227. Bane Blade showing its rear armor to come and get back in position. No sign of a repair bunker going up or top. Taking autocannon shots. Look how much damage those autocannons do. And Noisy has double autocannons, and this can be awesome. Awesome for both Imperial Guard and Chaos. That one ate a grenade, and this is a huge engagement now. Warp Spiders teleporting in. Haywire Grenade goes off on the Bane Blade. Weapons cannot fire. Are we going to see another one? There is the other Haywire. So it's now completely immobilized. Double Bright Lance is getting shots in. Warp throw into a That was a frag grenade, in fact. That was a bit odd. That was an immolate frag grenade trying to force off those Wraith Guard, I think, and it worked. And look how much damage the Baneblade has taken. Why is this Bright Lance retreating? Because of the angry Commissar Lord injury, that's why. He's level 6 now, he's kicking some serious ass. And Baneblade forces off the Eldar. Down goes Eerie's Warlock. He still has double Warp Spiders and is in tier 3, as is Osinski. There's the Inspire Courage on those Stormtroopers, and look at the damage to this Warlock. Wow. That really high burst damage, and down he goes, the Commissar Lord. Look at that, he must have got an entire level from that one engagement, maybe a level and a half. 248, 185. Tyranids having a torrid time versus Chaos so far. Started off strong, WarBoss, but couldn't keep up the pressure. Osinski biding his time and now pushing when he's strongest. Level 3 Chaos Lord has Demonic Massage, now level 4. Was gonna go and try and decap that wreck point and be annoying, but saw the Baneblade coming in. Whoa, took a lot of damage there. Baneblade needs repairs though badly. And we have Plasma Gun Guardsman level 3 and some Guardsmen without any weapon upgrade level 3. Both of them have Commissar leaders, and that's a haywire into a storm. This could be a dead Baneblade. Tons and tons of Guardsmen dying. Good grief. 236, 185. Surely it's done for. 12 hit points. Come on, something come to finish it off. What is this Bright Lance doing? Eerie, come bring it in. It's going to get repaired. Warp Spiders quite rightly targeting those Imperial Guard, trying to force them off, but they still live because of the Commissar, and now down he goes. The Baneblade is going to live here. 7 hit points. That is crazy. Eerie not happy. If you brought your Bright Lance in slightly earlier, you might have taken it down. Something did take out the Bright Lance. I imagine it was these awesome auto cannons, and this is a medical bunker, so all of this stuff is reinforcing off of it. Warp throw into Wraithguard volley. No, Wraithguard moved. Fools. Wraithguard cannot fire on the move. They also have a short wind up time to their weapons, which means you can dodge them if you are moving. 216, 159. Grenade thrown on these guys. Nope. There's a Destructor. And there is Inspire Courage again. As you can see, given suppression immunity when he uses it. 216, 146. Really masterful performance so far from Noisy. This Commissar Lord has been awesome. Warlock levels up to 5 though, not doing too badly himself. Lord General level 3, no war gear, no retinue members. 216, 146. WarBoss has retaken West. Has a tower up, Blastmaster up, I should say, on the Noise Marines. Turns it into this artillery piece. Needs to set up nice range and damage as you'd expect from artillery. He has double zone throat to contend with though, and that is painful. He could double hit it with zone throats and then burrow strike in and maybe wipe this squad. Looks like he's going to do that. There's one shot, the other one is not shooting. There's the burrow strike, but he doesn't switch to melee weapons quickly enough, and they're going to get away without a loss. I think level 2 Noise Marines do get away, but look at this. Here's the big fella, the great unclean one on the field for Osinski. Really good choice over on this west side. They can try and dominate this corridor with him. Zone Throat's backing away. Swarm Lord on the way for WarBoss though. Over 6,000 hit points of super heavy infantry armor. This guy, awesome abilities and passively damages nearby enemies. Is also a demon, so you can worship this guy for great benefits. What's going on east is kicking off again. Bunch of stuff died. Double Warp Spiders getting some crazy DPS in. Level 4, double level 4 Warp Spiders. Good grief. Eerie well into tier 3 as well. Has a D-cannon, obviously now saving for an Avatar of Cain. Needs 30 more power. 204, 144. Commissar Lord going ballistic, level 7. Getting so much benefit from stubbornness because he has Kasrkin now as well around him. And no sign of weapon upgrade for these guys. A good choice, I think, because he might want to give these guys their melter guns if we see some fire prisms from the Eldar players. 196, 144. He should get the weapon expertise though. There it is. basically buffs all of their weapon options, including their default hell guns. Such an awesome DPS squad. Webway Gate has been spotted. Going to be taken down eventually by the Lord General. He's level 3, has a Manticore now, and tons of red. Could drop a rocket run. Something just died. From Noisy. He lost one of his heavy weapon squads, I think. It might have been something in mid. Yeah, might have been that nuke from Osinski. 166, 144. Another Manticore for Phantom Land. Osinski pushing very hard on west, but here comes a Swarm Lord, super unit for Tyranids. Some nice single target damage, also very quick and buffs the speed of your entire army around it, and also allows them to reinforce. So an excellent super unit, I think. It's using Leech Essence very early here. That's a mistake. Basically drains health from surrounding infantry and gives it back to the Swarm Lord, but completely wasted. Osinski responds with a Havoc squad, most likely will have a las cannon on it, yes, and a webway gate here, so the Eldar can come and perhaps assist. The Great Unclean One's taking a lot of damage. There's a vomit on those Termagants, kicking off mid. It's red, it's a 1-to-1. West side uncapped, what is that? That's a singularity from this decanny sits weapon raised up there. But the Stormtrooper's able to pull away easily. Lord General's going to go down if he's not careful. Puts a Manticore right on the faces of the Warp Spiders and I think wiped one of the squads there. 147, 140, a double cap for blue. They're going to get a triple, I think. Swarm Lord is done for. Look at how can you account for this? Eldar coming out of nowhere with a haywire grenade and the las cannon was enough to deal with it. Great Unclean One gets away. 147, 124. Might want to worship it at base though, otherwise it's going to take forever to heal up. Triple cap, and that might be it for blue. That might be it. Double cap now. Osinski doing well on the west, but other than the Avatar, Imperial Guard dominating the center and east so far, but we never know. 147, 91. WarBoss, although he got badly doubled there, only lost his Swarm Lord. I say only, he still has a pretty decent army. A kitted out Hive Tyrant, double Zone Throats, Raveners, Venom Brood. There's a decent army going for him. Maybe it's time for red team to just focus mid with everything. Maybe all 6 players are going to focus mid in fact and give up on the west and east. Maybe some ninja caps. There's a Manticore Strike. Wraith Guard using Wraith Bone. Allows him to self-heal. 147, 70. Baneblade eats another haywire grenade, but it's okay. You can still move, albeit very slowly. No repair bunker. Wow, with double Manticores and a Baneblade, would have thought for sure they'd have one up. That's a Demolisher Cannon, but the Wraith Guard able to dodge. They have Distortion Field on them as well from the Warlock's Global Bar. 147, 62. Avatar has taken a bunch of damage and is backing away. Double Marquezine CSM leveling up like crazy and shooting the crap out of Tyranids. And look at this, a Lightning Claw Chaos Lord level 5. Avatar is done for. Didn't need to use that Wrath of Cain, but there you go. Manticore Strike is going to miss that CSM blob. Is the other one as well? Yes, no, hits them. Hits them with one of the rockets in a way, and they're chasing down these Zone Throats, or at least trying to. Those Lightning Claws will do so much damage to those guys, but they are able to force off that Chaos Lord. 132, 62, that marauding Chaos Lord. Baneblade showing rear armor, but nothing to take advantage. Both the Manticores backing away, and another Manticore for Phantom Land. Very successful tier 3 rush from him, you have to say. 123, 62. Manticore somehow manages to hit nothing. A bunch of Eldar sitting here. There's a rocket run. 118, 62. Boom, 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 boom. So devastating against infantry. Ouch. Even if you retreat immediately. There's an Eldritch Storm. Where is that? It's on the VP. Obviously to try and stop a decap. I think it worked, maybe, I'm not sure. 106, 62. Graham Kimmel going after the Baneblade here. Is it a mistake? There's Fist of Brockus, Nunshot 4. Commissar Lord, level 9, going absolutely ballistic. Now it's getting rear armor hits though, this great King one, but it's seriously isolated, and we have the Plasma Guardsman doing a lot of damage to that super heavy infantry armor. Nothing will die from the cloud of flies, and it's gonna explode here. Is everything gonna get out of the way? This heavy weapon squad might run right into it. Level 4 though, they are not gonna die, I don't think. Is he gonna hit them? Heals allies and damages enemies. Boom! Doesn't quite finish them off the level 4, but did a huge chunk of damage. Double Manticores. Is the other one down? Not sure. Webway gate spotted on the east. Goes down in a flash. Another bunker coming up. Chaos. Whoa! Bunch of Tyranids died. Chaos Lord is capping. He's almost level 6. Another great unclean one for Osinski. I thought he'd maybe get a faux boss and try and go toe to toe with the Baneblades, but that's probably a mistake with all the Guardsman support. 46-62 double cap for red. Have they done enough here? I think they might have, you know. Baneblade needs to move. You don't have time to repair it, Mr. Land. Warlock level 6 for Eerie, almost level 7, has channeling runes. Did not notice that. Has double D-cannons, the avatar of Cain is down, and look at this Warlock from Metroidd. Witchblade of Kernus, Providence, Warp Throw, the classic screw you over build. There's a Warp Throw, and that's a singularity. Could be nice. Ethereal Slash, 23-62, didn't go off. Did he cancel it? 21-62, Baneblade coming back into play, but a bit too late. 2-to-1 cap, what is this? That is another singularity from this one. But there's none shall fall, so nothing will die. Just very, very low on health. Manticore, ouch. That Commissar level 10 has been heroic, and there's an Abyss on the center VP that's gonna very, very quickly kill the Lord General. Look at the amount of damage it does in the center, that is nuts. Baneblade now moving towards mid. Is it enough? Red team are capping east though, but blue team have west. Once on cap, Noise Marine's caught now by the Hive Tyrant, but he gets a sync kill, which doesn't help him damage that squad more. But it looks like the Tyranids are going to hold there. Fire Prism on the field for Metroidd. 11-62. Bunker is up. Have they thrown their grenades already? They must have. 7-62. GG called by Metroidd. Looks like the red team have this with a 2-to-1. Blue team just couldn't keep up the pace here. Noisy with double Cassicune at the end. Running things with his Commissar Lord, had Fist of Brockus at the end. Carapace, Stubbornness level 10. Fire of Tyrant level 3. That warp field up alongside Extended Carapace. I don't think I spotted him charge anything ever. Phantom Lands Lord General's level 6. I think he had Melter Guns, yes, you can tell by the decorator there. Osinski's Chaos Lord level 7. Beastly with Lightning Claws, Armory Inferno, and Demonic Visage. He had Drain Life. I didn't see him use Drain Life on anything though. Warlock level 7 for Eerie, and level 7 also for Metroidd. Awesome stuff. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.